tested 35 vehicles. 19 of them we were able to open and get into. 18 of those we were able to start with the device and drive off.
Police across the country say they are stumped by a rash of car thefts.
Thieves may have figured out a way to amplify the signal sent from your key fob to your car, unlocking it.
A thief is able to unlock your car at will.
Local drivers believe someone is using a device to break into cars.
Over 2 years ago, we first warned you about a new threat that appeared in 2013. In Long Beach, California, this surveillance video shows two men walking up to two different vehicles and using what we termed a mystery device to break in with no problems. In February of 2015, video from Sausalito, California shows a man walking up to this car, reaching out to touch the vehicle, and somehow unlocking the vehicle's doors with an unknown electronic device. The suspect stole a custom bicycle valued at $15,000 and a bag of personal belongings. Recently, using a third-party security expert, we purchased a mystery device. It's called a relay attack unit from a company believed to be based in Europe. They develop and sell these units to manufacturers, law enforcement, and others working on theft prevention. This is considered a low-power threat evaluation unit aimed at testing cars for vulnerability to thieves and demonstrating the capability of defeating current technology. This particular device works only on vehicles that have a keyless fob remote and a push-button start. We found it generally takes two people working together to use it. Here's how it works. The driver leaves the vehicle and locks it using the fob. Standing or walking within a few feet of the driver, the thief uses the component called the relay box to capture the code from the unsuspecting driver's fob. That code is then relayed to the second box, which is placed next to the door, and when the thief pulls on the handle, the car thinks it's receiving the fob signal and unlocks. It used to stop there. The devices could not start the cars, but now it's a whole new ballgame. We tested it over a 2-week period on a total of 35 different cars, minivans, SUVs, and a pickup truck. It opened 19 of the 35, and amazingly it started 18 of those vehicles. We were able to drive the vehicles away, and with 2/3 of the ones we drove away, we could turn off the ignition and restart it, as long as we had the device inside. An earlier version of the device was obtained by insurance industry investigators in Seattle and tested there. It opened several vehicles, including this Cadillac, while NICB producer Brian Dreifelt was videotaping. We stressed that our testing was not scientific and it did not work on every make or model. In fact, 4 brand new 2017 Chevys did not open. We tested it at 5 different locations with assistance from new and used car dealers, an auto auction, NICB employees, and individual owners. CarMax, the nation's largest retailer of used cars, is an NICB member and a strong supporter of the fight against vehicle theft. They gave us access to one of their stores and its vehicles. In reality, it was somewhat temperamental, and most of the time, the fob signal was only captured when it was within a few inches of the unit, not the 8 to 10 feet claimed by the makers. The engineers who developed this device say it has opened and started many other makes and models, including some of the ones we could not defeat. More powerful and sophisticated devices are being sold by unscrupulous dealers, some costing upwards of $60,000, and according to experts, they can be purchased online. Some thieves are allegedly even making their own devices. Now, even with this less powerful unit, imagine a parking valet or attendant that has access to your fob, working with a partner, able to wait until you're gone, capture the signal, open and start the car, and drive it off while your fob is still hanging on the hook. Unless there's security footage, no one can explain how the car disappeared. After seeing the device in action, NICB's Jim Schweitzer, who oversees all NICB investigations, said manufacturers have to continue to improve their anti-theft technology.
I think they have to adapt. They have to recognize that there are people out there, as we have for years and years and years, that want to steal cars and are going to find ways to steal cars despite whatever technology we might put in our cars in order to protect them. So my feeling is, in response to what we've seen here today, in response to what we've read about happening not only in the United States but around the world, the manufacturers have to adapt to these new technologies, provide countermeasures that will counteract what they're seeing, and really stay on the cutting edge of what will probably continue to be a tug-of-war between the thieves and the manufacturers.
For the National Insurance Crime Bureau, I'm Roger Morris.
Car theft mystery device, guarding against a potential problem, real or imagined. Thieves are allegedly using a mystery device called a relay attack unit to unlock and drive off in cars and trucks with keyless entry FOBS and push-button starters, the National Insurance Crime Bureau, NICB, once again warned this week. On the heels of prior warnings and studies conducted on similar theft methods, NICB spokesman Roger Morris said the agency got its hands on one of the devices and tested it on 35 different vehicles. The testers were able to open 19 of the vehicles and could start and drive away in 18 of them. The contraption used by the NICB consisted of 2 modules, one the size of a tablet and the other roughly the size of a garage door opener, but the agency wouldn't elaborate on its exact construction. Morris said the NICB first started seeing such mystery devices surface about 2 years ago but has yet to be able to quantify how often the devices have been used in vehicle thefts. Feedback from some of its member insurance companies suggests that for some stolen vehicles, these are the only explanation, Morris said. The NICB bought their test device through a third party, which Morris said he couldn't name. We've begun looking for such devices ourselves, with designs on performing our own tests. We'll let you know if we're able to secure any devices and how well they work or don't. For police in Modesto, California, a city that the NICB cites as having the highest rate of car theft last year, such devices indeed remain a mystery. I can tell you that we haven't seen it firsthand, said Sergeant Tony Dominguez, of the Stanislaus County Auto Theft Task Force, which oversees Modesto. Dominguez did not rule out the existence of such devices in the county and added that sometimes with newer and higher-end vehicles, the thieves are difficult to locate. The alleged rise of the mystery devices comes as hardware is increasingly replaced by software in cars and trucks, making the vehicles both more secure against traditional, Slim Jim carrying crooks but possibly more susceptible to sophisticated hackers. It has created a cat-and-mouse game between OEMs who are trying to ensure vehicles are secure even as they become more computerized, sharing findings and research via alliances and increasingly savvy car thieves. Auto thefts dropped dramatically from a peak of about 1.6 million in 1991 to about 700,000 in 2013 but have been back on the rise recently, according to the NICB. Regardless of whether or not these devices pose an actual widespread threat, for owners of cars and trucks with keyless entry, Morris said one obvious way to prevent such a theft is to be alert. If you see someone suspicious standing around, take a second look, don't confront anybody, and report it to the police, he said. Morris also advised against leaving important papers in the glove box that show your home address, as well as keys to your home. In lieu of having a physical vehicle registration in your car, keep a picture of it on your cell phone, he said. To this, we'll add, try to park inside, including parking garages, if at all possible, and don't leave valuables in plain sight. Sergeant Dominguez agreed with these prevention measures. For the ultra-worried, he also suggested a tried-and-true, old-school theft deterrent, the club. If you still have that type of mechanism, you still have one extra step on keeping it from getting stolen, he said, adding that his task force gives them out for free to owners of the county's top 10 stolen nameplates. The club is not 100% effective, but it definitely creates a deterrent.
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County Cop Watch, and I wanted to explain what fair use is. You can use pieces of news articles if you're doing it for news reporting, you have commentary, and you're doing it for education purposes. So that's what fair use is, as you can see right here. Another reason why I wanted to make this video is to let you know I have just joined with Patreon. A nice thing with Patreon, I make no money on YouTube. They took the money away years ago, and so this is another way to give, and it's a nice thing too because you can give monthly. You can give $1, $5, $10, whatever. I do 4 to 5 hours a day on trying to wake the sheeple up on how corrupt it is and different ways that you can fight the corruption. So Patreon is a way that you can do it, and then of course the old way is still there. Donate to Sheriff County Cop Watch with PayPal or credit card. So keep that in mind. 4 to 5 hours a day. I make no money, but the corruption happened to me, and I'm sick of it. So I'm trying to wake people up. But my wife would love it if some, if we could get some help out there. There's 47,000 subscribers. Just think if each one of you subscribers just gave a, let's say, actually, yes, $1 a month. 47,000 subscribers gave $1 a month. That would be awesome. That's not going to happen. But anyways, that would be great if it did happen. But, do the math in your head. Just think about it. Like I said, 4 to 5 hours a day. I get no money from YouTube. YouTube has gone nuts. You can't do anything anymore. They're taking the money away everywhere. So these are a couple different ways that you can still help out with all this time that I put in. And as you know, I'm in a special situation where, at least I can do it. 4 to 5 hours a day. We have a cleaning company during the day. That's what allows me to do this, and we're debt free. So this is my hobby. I don't go fishing and all that other crap. I try to save the world. So help me out to make the wife happy, man. In fact, if you guys did give $1 a day, and there was 47,000 of you, and you did it, and each of you gave $1, and that was every month, oh my God, yes, I could quit. I could start suing them. Another idea, too, that we have is, if I got, some funds, we could actually contact everyone that has been ticketed and or arrested and put in jail and start sending them postcards to let them know we're here and to see if everything went all right, and if it didn't, find out their story. So we could even do more investigations and more lawsuits. Lawsuits take money. So just think about that. 47,000 of you so far right now. $1 a day. $1 a month on Patreon, or $5 a month Patreon, 10, 20, whatever. Just do the math in your head, help out. This is a lot of work every single day. Thanks.